Hello, good morning, everyone. Welcome to the Tax Resolution Help Center. My name is May. I will be hosting today's session and introducing today's speaker. I will also be coordinating the Q&A chat session at the end of this session. I want to congratulate you all for taking steps to deal with your taxes. Taxes from all sources, including income tax, payroll tax, property tax, excise tax, and sales tax, represents a 35% to 60% reduction in your personal savings and wealth. As you probably know, those with 1% of the wealth in this country have experts to help them pay a small percent of tax. Our goal is to help you reduce how much you pay in tax. By educating and informing you on ways to reduce past, present, and future tax expenses, we think you are entitled to live a happier, healthier life by keeping more of what you earn and getting the tax man off your back. Our goal is to provide you valuable information in as short of time as we can, and then provide you the opportunity to ask questions that are important to you. So the presentation itself will last 30 minutes, plus 25 minutes for you to ask questions in the chat feature located on the lower right. I will select the questions and present them to today's expert. If you can make sure your first name and state of your residence are in your question, that would be great. Other than that information, your identity is not mentioned. So please ask any question you wish. Since the guidance you are receiving in this session does not necessarily apply to your specific situation, you should feel free to contact today's expert or any of our tax experts at Tax Resolution Help Center. As you know, this group session are included in your do-it-yourself membership fee of $20 per month. And if you are not yet a member, please sign up today. Any one on one help you might require to address your specific tax situation is for an additional fee. That would be included in our Do It Together DIT or Do It All DIA services. To better understand what might be on your mind during the session, I might include some polling questions to ask you. I will then finish with a 5-minute wrap up. Also, a survey will be sent looking for your feedback. And finally, this session will be recorded. Today's topic for today's topic session is collection statute of limitation. Time is your friend. The tax expert for today's session is Kelly Coughlin. Kelly is a CPA, the chief executive of Everyday CPA and founder of Tax Resolution Help Center. Kelly has been a CPA for over 20 years and has helped countless individuals and businesses remove, reduce, and resolve past, present, and future taxes so they can live a happier, healthier life. Kelly says he loves seeing the relief of his clients experience when they get the IRS off their backs. With that said, I would like to introduce Kelly Coughlin.
Hey, thank you, Maylene, for that terrific introduction. Just to clarify, it's called collection statute expiration. Time is your friend. Um, in our business, we like to refer to it as CSED. That's kind of the cool term for it. It's called collection statute expiration date. And time is your friend because the CSED is probably the single most powerful tool you can use, or rather, you might be able to use to, in the event you have past tax debt that you just can't quite get paid off or get rid of. We make no judgments about not being able to pay off tax debt. Life happens to people. Sometimes, actually, quite a few. It happens to quite a few people over the years. Both individuals and businesses are burdened or strapped with legacy tax debt that kind of haunts them, causes enormous stress and angst in their family. Well, Congress has allowed some provisions in the tax law that pretty much says this: hey, enough is enough. We've hammered these people long enough. If taxpayers can't pay their tax debt off in 10 years, there's some exceptions to that, but let's say generally 10 years at the federal level. If they can't pay that off in 10 years, let's give them some relief and let them go on their merry way. So it's an incredibly powerful tool that it needs to be taken advantage of. if and when it can be utilized. And so with that, I just want to get into real quickly. I'm not going to spend a ton of time. I want to try to make this interesting and fun. If you have any questions, Maylene will take those and present them to me. So I'm just going to give you a real high level overview of CSED. Again, collection statute expiration date. If you need further help, contact one of us if you need to get this done, or better yet, attend more of these sessions. We'll have tons of these sessions on different types of tax issues, past, present, future. Join taxresolutionhelpcenter.com, 1995. That's less than $20 a month, and attend all these sessions, and you'll become an expert in your own right. And our goal is to empower you to reduce, remove, and resolve your tax debt. So use this content and our sessions as a way to do that. So let's get into it. Why is it important? The date, the date of the collection statute is the most critical part of this thing. It's the date that the actual tax liability goes down to zero, and it doesn't kind of gradually fall off. It kind of just goes to the cliff. It's debt, 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 reach the expiration date, bam, it goes to zero. So you don't have to be a rocket science to say, well, how far am I from that cliff where it falls to zero, and what can I do to delay that the payment in any way so that I can get this written down to zero. So that date is important, and it's the date that it was assessed. It's kind of a nuanced thing. It's not the date that it was due, but it was the date that it was assessed, which kind of means that, well, if you filed a tax return that was due April 15th, and let's say you filed late, let's say you didn't file a 2019 tax return until 2021, right? And then they got the tax return. It's not 2 years from it's not 10 years from when the date was originally filed or due. It's the date, the later of which date was it actually filed, accepted, calculated, and assessed. And those can be very big dates. So you can't expect to not file a tax return for 10 years and hope to take advantage of the collection statute expiration date and say, hey, 10 years has gone by. No, it doesn't work that way. It's when it's been assessed. So it's 10 years from when it was assessed. So how do you take advantage of the CSED? I kind of use these 3 Ds as a way to describe it. Determine, delay, defer. So determine if the CSED is a viable strategy for you. You can figure this out. An expert can do it, quicker, better, et cetera, for you. But it's pretty much common sense. Is if you're on year one of your expiration date, namely that it's 9 years later that the cliff approaches where it will fall off. It's not really a viable strategy. That's a lot of years that the IRS can get in there and hammer and pound on you. So that's not a very good uh, tactic to utilize then. So you can strike that. That said, if you're in year 6, 7, 8, certainly 9, but really it's even year 8, 7, 8, and 9. Now you begin to use this as a really powerful tool. So get that date, and everything kind of builds from that CSED expiration date. That's so important. When it was assessed. Delay. Then, if you determine that it is a viable strategy, then you begin this tactic of delaying payments, especially towards the end. You want to kick it out, kick the can down the road, because ultimately, if you kick the can down the road, you'll kick it off the cliff, and that's where you want it to go. The can, not you. You want the can to go off the cliff. The can represented is a big bundle of tax. So kick the can down the road as much as you can, and buy some time. There are things that will delay that and extend that CSED date that you need to be aware of. If you filed an offer in compromise, or if there's a period where the IRS is kind of reviewing some proposal that you have, then that will delay it. So, or extend it, I should say. So be aware of that. Um, so you want to make sure you get that date correct. So delay payments if you can. Second thing is, which is a really powerful one to do, is in a payment plan that you might work out, try to defer high payments to the end. Namely, the IRS is normally pretty good about you build your financial model case saying that, I expect my income is going to go up in another 2 or 3 years. Um, the next 2 years, I'm really struggling. So, how about if we pay, just going to pick a number here, how about if I pay you $100 a month now? And I'm going to take an extreme example. We do that for 24 months and then $2,000 a month in year three, four, five. Let's say the CSED is 2 or 3 years down the road. Let's say it's 4 years down the road. So if you get them to extend that, get a lower payment, $100 a month for 24 months, then you're golden for a while. Then the year 3 and 4 comes up and you're at 2,000 a month. Then you go to them and say, there's no way in hell I can afford 2,000. Okay. Look at my financial situation. Then you do another payment plan. Now you've only got like 2 years left in the plan, right? So now you're golden. Now the date, the time is really your friend. It was kind of your good buddy at year 4. When you got a year or 2 left on it, this CSED time is really your friend. It's good stuff. So note the 10-year date again can be extended. So don't assume that it is 10 years. Don't just automatically assume that you know what that date is. Get that date. You can get that from the IRS. Say, hey, when does this tax debt expire? What's the CSED on this date? Or another way to ask it is, when was this tax assessed? And then you can go from there. You can ask them, when was the CSED? When does this fall off? If you can get through to them, right? That's the bigger challenge. One of the things to be aware of is if you can get a currently not collectible status, that's the ultimately the best, most powerful tactic to use to take advantage of the CSED, and that's where you say, I can't pay anything right now. I'm getting crushed with other debt, and other financial issues, et cetera. So I can't pay anything. So put it in this collectible, non-CNC, it's called currently not collectible status. Then you really buy some time. So let's say you're on year 2 with your expiration date, meaning you got 8 years left. If you can get it in CNC status for 5 or 6 years, then you've got 3 or 4 years after that, and then you're in good shape. Now, again, we're not making any judgments on whether you should or shouldn't do that. Life happens, taxes are enormous. We deal with our whole model is about dealing with helping people deal with these are a big number. All in, more than your mortgage, certainly more than a car payment. So it's a significant thing to item that should be looked at in every household and every business because you pay taxes on income tax, payroll tax, sales tax, property tax, excise tax. You pay tax. I don't need to tell you that. But that's pretty much it for me. If you want help with this, you can reach out to us or please join Tax Resolution Help Center. We love to have members so we can keep this platform going. And I look forward to any questions that you might have. Thanks for watching or listening. Maylene, I'm going to turn it over to you.
Okay, thank you very much for that, Kelly. So, that covers for this session. I want to thank you for attending. Our commitment is to help you reduce your taxes and increase your wealth. We do this with a tri-tax method of DIY, do it yourself, DIT, do it together, and DIA, do it all. 3 methods, one solution, reduce stress from no IRS or state tax debt, and a happier, healthier life. If you're not yet a member, please join for the less than $20 per month. We need your support to continue to offer more of these sessions. We have many sessions to help you deal with taxes. Since it is now tax season, we have many sessions to help you to do a better job of doing your taxes yourself. And of course, if you want help, we have a team of experts who can do your tax return for you. I want to make sure you know we have many more sessions being offered every day and every week throughout tax season. Many will help you with this year's taxes, and others will help you with your past tax debt. So check it out. Um, our website will be learn.taxresolutionhelpcenter.com. I will post this in the chat room. And then to learn more about our three methods, go to taxresolutionhelpcenter.com or check out more of our online session at taxresolutionhelpcenter.org. Thank you for attending the session.